from the internet. And again, let me see if I can get an image of the book. Here we go. I found the image of the book. This is the book in front of you. The history of the da'wah of Muhammadan by Hisham Ja'id. So it's very clear, that Muhammad, actually we can show you a lot of reference. Muhammad, he changed his name, and you ask yourself why he's even doing that. Actually, I explained that in my book. You can get my book. It's called The Deception of Allah. Because simply Muhammad was trying to place himself as God in earth. Because none of you knows that the name of Muhammad means the praised one. The praised one. How you call yourself praised one? I thought the praised one only can be God. But yes, Muhammad, he wanted to be God in this earth. This is why he told the Muslims, Allah told me, whatever I forbid, you forbid. Whatever I accept, you accept. He was God in this earth. Nobody can question his words, not even once. He say do this, everybody have to do it, otherwise they will be killed. This is why he chose those names. Like if we go and see what the name Ahmad mean. What Ahmad mean? You see the Quran start in many places, or there's verses, it says Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamd. You see Hamd? Hamid is the root word of Muhammad. If we click at the translation of Hamid, what it says? Praise be to Allah. This is what Hamid means. Muhammad is the praised one. So the praise be must be to Allah. But Muhammad, he made his name the praised one. Imagine. And he chose many names actually. All of them, they are like this. As an example, Ahmad. And actually the name of Muhammad and Ahmad prove that Muhammad is not his real name. Because if your name is Muhammad, that's it. Your name is Muhammad, not Ahmad. Muslim, they will say they are close. Yeah, they are close in the meaning. Correct? And this is a proof that they are not his names. This is a proof that this guy, he changed his name. So he changed history. He changed even the names of his uncles. And actually, I can show you that Muhammad, he used to force people to change their names if you don't like them. This is not the first time he do it. This is the book. It's called Hadith al-Ahkam. Page number 158. And those are the hadith. You will see how many people Muhammad, he changed their names. He don't like the names. He changed it. As an example, Zainab, her name used to be Birra. He changed it to Zainab. Why you don't accept her? He don't like it. That's it. Muhammad changed the names of people. It's the same as he changed his name. The daughter of Umar, the Amr, used to be called Asiya. Muhammad, he called her Jamila. What? This guy, he have power over everybody. They don't like your name. That's it. You change your name. He said to you, change your name. I don't want to hear this name no more. Do you dare to keep that old name? No way. And look what this hadith says in here. That Waqi' told us from Hisham, from his father, he said that the Prophet used, if he heard a name which he don't like or ugly, he changed it to what is better. Have you ever heard about someone like this? A character like this? He changed name of people because he don't like their names? Same story about Juwayriya. Her name used to be Barra. He made it Juwayriya. What's wrong with this man? And that's showing you that Muhammad, he don't even leave people even with their names. He gave himself the authority. He changed his name. And actually, I think maybe he was changing names of others to give an excuse for himself. I changed my name. Everybody around me, change your name. Okay, your name is etc. I will call you this. He want to make it like as something he is not doing it just for himself, maybe. But anyway, the Muslim in here, this Abdul, he's quoting for us from Genesis 12, 2, 3. And he's spoken about the descendant of Abraham. And he want to say to you that the Bible speak about the blessed people of the children of Abraham. And yes, Ishmael, he was blessed, so what? But doesn't say nowhere that he is a prophet of God. Now, if we read the claim, the Abdul, he says in here, trying to show us that Ishmael is a blessed son. But the Muslim, they forgot. You know, the Muslims, they play always the game. And by the way, the same person I spoke to him, he said to me he did not know much about his religion. And the funny, they are trying to prove to us that they knew a lot about our faith. If we go to Genesis chapter 17, you will see that God, he have a covenant with Isaac only from the seed of Abraham. But he have no covenant with Ishmael. He blessed Ishmael, but he have no covenant with him. Read. This is chapter 17, Genesis chapter 17, and this is verse number 19. And God said, Sarah, your wife, etc., will shall call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him. So the covenant of God established only with Isaac, according to the book of Genesis, according to the Bible. And this is why the Muslim later, by the way, they will say to you, oh, in the Bible it says in different verse that God, he asked Abraham to sacrifice his only son. He asked Abraham to sacrifice his only son. And they say to you, well, isn't this is a contradiction? How God, he says his only son, or the Bible speak about his only son, when Abraham have two sons. You see, because Muslims are ignorant, do not know that God have only covenant with Isaac and his son and his seeds. But he don't have a covenant with Ishmael. This is why he is not considered. He is not considered at all. This is why when he asked him to sacrifice, the verse speak about the only son of Abraham. And to prove that point, which Muslims sometimes they think that this is a contradiction because of their foolishness, in Genesis 22, and it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac. So he's what? He is the only son of Abraham. But we knew that Abraham he have Ishmael, and the Bible speak about that. Because simply Ishmael is not considered, for he have no covenant with God. He is not going to be a prophet, and from his seed will be no prophets. And anyway, you know, we proved that Ishmael have nothing to do with Muhammad, and Ishmael cannot be from Muhammad. And even if Ishmael, he did marry from the Arab, as we told you, he married from the tribe of Jurham, which they are Christians. And all of us we knew in the Arabian Peninsula, until Islam came, everybody is born from a Christian is going to be Christian. People don't change their faith easy. So for Muhammad to be from the children of Ishmael, he have to be from the tribe of Jurham. And he is not from Jurham, because Ishmael, he did marry from Jurham. And he lived with Jurham. And you know, all of us, we knew again that the Arab, they marry from their own tribe. They don't associate with the strangers. Tribe marry from the tribe. So Ishmael marry from them, it's mean all his children is going to marry from Jurham. Jurham, they became Christians, it's mean in the time of Muhammad, if Muhammad going to be from Ishmael, he have to be from Jurham, from that tribe. The whole story is a joke, and we prove to you that even from the Bible, Ishmael is not even considered as a person who have covenant of God, and not even considered to be a son of Abraham. And in here, when we speak about son of Abraham, it's mean son of a prophet, son who is going to be a prophet and counted by God, not as a person. For sure, he's a human being like everybody, and this is why God, he blessed him. God was fair with him. God did not want Abraham to have a relationship with his slave, but this is what Abraham he did. Therefore, it was not the fault of Ishmael. So God did not curse Ishmael, and he did not. And by the way, the funny in Islam, if somebody have sex with the women, the son of the women, that son always is going to belong to the father in Islam. But if the father he accept that son as a slave to be his son, which means he have to accept him to be a son, because at that time slaves they used to sleep with everybody. So the father he have to accept him. And the funny, the Muslims they try to put Muhammad attached to Ishmael. In the same time, Muhammad he refused to be a son of a slave, because the Muslims they try to say to you Muhammad is coming from a noble family. In the same time, they try to attach Muhammad to Ishmael, which even in the Bible is not counted, because God he did not have covenant with this person Ishmael, as we showed you in the Bible, as we showed you in here in chapter 17, Genesis chapter 17, that God he made a covenant only with the children of Abraham as Isaac, not as Ishmael. Nowhere ever in the Bible he is counted to have covenant with. And this is alone is a proof that all what the Muslims post, speaking about Ishmael to be a blessed person and Muhammad must be from him, etc., it's just a joke, because they are bankrupt. They have nothing to prove that Muhammad is a prophet. It's enough for me to prove that Muhammad is a prophet if he did the following. Number one, if he prophesy in the name of the God of Isaac. He never did. Show me where in the whole Bible the name Allah exists. Never. If Muhammad he prophesied and one of his prophecy came true, Muhammad never give a prophecy came true. And all the Muslims, when they say, as an example, they say the prophecy about the Roman, they are going to be defeated. The fact that is false prophecy, because Muhammad he said في بضع سنين, in a few years between 3 to 9. The last war between the Roman and the Persian was 626. And when the verse revealed to Muhammad, it was when the Roman was defeated, and lost Jerusalem, and that was in the year 614. Therefore Muhammad, even in that one, he proved to be a liar, because it cannot be more than 9 years. I can say now, well, the American they lose a war and they will win wars. Does that make me a prophet? Everybody knows that all nations, sometimes they lose, sometimes they win. This is a joke. But he said في بضع سنين, which means in a few years, and that make it easy to expose, because later the Roman they have their victory over the Persian in the year 626, which is more than 9 years, because here we go, 614 to 626. The difference is more than 9 years. And if a Muslim will say to me, well, it's only 4 years error or 3 years error, doesn't matter, because he is a prophet. When he say the word bida, it is from 3 to 9 maximum. It cannot be 2. You see, it cannot be even less. Bida isnin, it has to be between 3 to 9. It cannot be 1 year, it cannot be 2, and it cannot be 10. So any number after 9, it means it's a false prophecy. So Muhammad he never give a true prophecy. Muhammad he never did a miracle, and the Quran says it clearly in the Quran that we refrain from giving you miracles. When any Muslim he says to you that the Quran says that Muhammad did miracles, say to him you are a liar, because this is a contradiction for the Quran.